Now it's time to look at every single thing from the external perspective of the SSR4 Mk2. We will take it from the tip all the way to the end, and let's talk about the individual thing. First things first, here we have a flash hider that you can actually unscrew and put anything that will go onto 14mm counterclockwise thread, which is pretty much 99% of the stuff out there for airsoft. This is a very standard thread, and there is a high chance anything you have or you want to get will work with this thread. Before you start unscrewing, very important thing, there is a set screw that locks it in place. Don't start unscrewing the flash hider before you unscrew this screw, otherwise you will damage the thread that's on the inside, which is not what you want. Now, when you start unscrewing, you will have to go counterclockwise. That means this direction, as if you would be tightening some normal thread. That's how you unscrew a counterclockwise thread. The next thing that we have is the handguard, and this one uses the typical slots. So anything that is compatible with slotted handguards will go on this one. Things like flashlights, different grips, rail covers, things like that. Pretty much anything you will find at NOVRITSCH.com will fit either slots or Picatinny, and it's gonna be clearly in the description. Here in the front, that's a space for iron sights, for example, or you could also mount a flashlight there. It's a good position for a flashlight, or a clip cam also can be mounted on top if you want to share the clips with your friends and followers. Here we can also find a QD slot for a sling, so you can just clip your sling in there. We also have one in the back, one more here, also one more here. There is a plethora of different attachment points for your QD sling. Also, if you would want to get a full rail, one continuous Picatinny rail, you can get accessory for it, and you can cover this part to have one line of Picatinny. Moving back, here we have a screw that if you undo it and punch it out, it will allow you to separate the top and lower. More on that in the disassembly. And here I already mentioned Picatinny for any sights related solutions, LPVO, red dots, anything you will find at NOVRITSCH.com will fit a Picatinny rail. Here on the side we have the magazine release button. So if you put the magazine in, this is how you remove it. You just press it and it will go out. Also, you can do that from the other side right here. That one, if I press it, it will also allow me to remove the magazine. Next thing is the safety. This is the position for safe, semi-only, and full auto fire. And it just spins around. It's there. Please use it. You already saw the safety video, I hope. This safety is an electronic safety, meaning that if it's on safe, like right now, it will travel exactly the same distance as on fire. So don't be worried about that. This is an electronic one, so there is nothing physically blocking it, so it will have always the same travel. The next thing right here is the charging handle that will reveal the Hopup adjustment. Here you see that the Hopup adjustment is already exposed, and I can just close it. It's magnetic, and if I pull on it, it will just reopen it. Now you can also change the position of this cover to completely cover the Hopup wheel if that's the way you prefer. My preference is to have it accessible, but I will also show you how to do that later. When it comes to Hopup adjustment, that's done here by turning this dial down to increase Hopup and turning that way to decrease the Hopup. Again, more on that in the Hopup adjustment video. Moving to the trigger, here we have a trigger. You can actually replace it with different faces. You can change it to have different feel and color. You will also see that on the particular trigger page. Also, with this trigger, what is important to know that there are two screws right here. Hopefully you can see them on the top camera. With those screws, you can adjust the pre-travel of the trigger and also the force that is required to pull the trigger, so you can make some really nice crispy feeling trigger right there. Here we have adjustable stock that you can adjust by pressing on this and choosing the right position that fits you. And if you want to access the battery compartment that is hiding in there, you need to pull on these two tabs all the way down, and just remove it like so. That will reveal our DINS connector. You can plug in your battery, put it in, and then simply reverse the steps to put the battery in. I will show you the whole process in a how to shoot video. When it comes to the magazine, here we have the BB hole where we will fill the BBs with a speed loader or with a different type of speed loader. Doing it one by one, definitely a not good idea. If you don't have a speed loader yet, this is definitely something that you need, because you just pour your BBs here and it will allow you to load the BBs like so. Much faster and pretty much the only way. I've never seen anyone loading it one by one. Last but not least, motor adjustment is done here. There is an set screw on the inside of this hole, but again, more on that in a specific video on motor height adjustment. I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. All right, that's it for the basics and the overview of the SSR4. Let's move on to the next one.